What's up, everyone? This is the Backyard Cannabis Gardener, and I'm your host, Sam, and you can find me on Instagram at @QGrows. And today we're going to talk about this channel, the Backyard Cannabis Gardener, and what I hope to do with it. Today, what I'm smoking on is some juicy fruit that I picked up from a local dispensary. It's supposedly it's a mix between a Thai and an Afghani, so it's an interesting mix. We'll see if this particular cultivar, the high on it is pretty chill. I don't get a strong taste on it, but, it's not too bad. But yeah, I wanted to talk real quick about what I want to do with this channel. And this is a channel where I want to talk about the cannabis that I'm growing in my backyard and in my tent and how I'm doing it, and hopefully encourage other people to do it as well. For me, growing my own medicine, I'm someone who I deal with depression and anxiety on a daily basis and just normal everyday stress. So for me, growing my own medicine is very transformational. It's very empowering. It's very exciting. It saves me money. Because at least here in California right now, in the almost the end of 2018, prices are pretty high still on eighths. You can buy an eighth on the low end for around $30 plus tax, and taxes aren't cheap here. It's like 25%. So, you're walking out the door spending like $40 on a freaking eighth, and for me, that's like 3 joints. So that's not cool. I can't afford to that. I want to smoke 3 joints in a day. I can't afford to spend $40 a day on weed. So for me, the answer is growing my own. So that's what I'm doing right now. I've already grown a few cycles earlier this year in my 3x3 tent and a smaller tent that I have as well that I've vegged out in the past. And now what I've done is I've bought a house. My family and we've moved into a new spot, and I have a backyard with sun. And so I'm going to build a greenhouse in the backyard, and I'm planning to grow weed there year round. We'll see what I'm able to do in the backyard and what I'm able to do in the Bay Area sun year round. I don't really want to have to do that much supplemental lighting and all that kind of stuff because it costs money for electricity. But, we'll see. And so I want to take you along on this journey as I'm someone who's trying to figure this stuff out. As someone who's relatively new to growing, I've only been growing for almost 12 months now, about 11 months I've been growing my own cannabis. But yeah, I want to share my stories with you and my experiences and what I'm learning. But I also want to talk about something that's really important to me, and that is cannabis legalization. I want to talk about the news that's going on in the world, especially in the United States where I'm at. And I want to share information with you about what you can do to help make legalization happen where you live. I'm from Ohio, and Ohio, as of November 2018, is just starting to sell cannabis this coming month in December. I think the first 2 dispensaries are going to start selling weed, but you can't even smoke your own flower. You can't even grow your own weed. Like, all the rules are all messed up. And so for me, that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable that my family back home is not able to grow their own CBD, that they're not able to grow their own medicine. It's not acceptable that they're not able to consume it in the ways that they want to. And so what do we need to do as marijuana consumers or as cannabis consumers and people that are passionate about this plant? We need to become politically active. A lot of people in the cannabis scene aren't really interested in politics. They hate it, or they think politicians are a bunch of whatevers. And, to be honest, I agree with you. A lot of them, not the biggest fan. But we need to work within the system because the system is the system. It's what regulates what we do. It's what enables us to do more. It's unfortunately, we have to play by the rules, or at least we should. In most cases. And, for a lot of people, it's not worth it to put their families or their lives in danger just for their medicine. But, so what we need to do is we need to work together as a movement to make sure that marijuana, cannabis, hemp, all these things, they're all legal, they're all accepted, and we need to break prohibition down, and we need to break down those stigmas. We need to share the stories about how CBD is changing the lives of people all over the world, young and old. It's not just for people with seizures, it's people with fibromyalgia, it's people with pain, it's people with anxiety and depression and all these other things. Or maybe you just want to feel a little uplifted and positive like I do. For me, marijuana replaced the six-pack. I like to buy, a good Hefeweizen, a good wheat beer, and chill out after work. But I've switched that out for something that I feel is way safer and way more, it's just healthier for your body, and that's cannabis. So anyways, that's what the Backyard Cannabis Gardener is. It's a place for me to talk in longer form, since you can't really talk in long form on Instagram. I wanted a place where I can talk about the things that I'm working on and hopefully give you some tools, give you some information that you can use to make this happen where you live, to make your own backyard cannabis gardener, to make your own tent that you want to grow your own personal medicine in. Or if you want to become politically active, maybe I can encourage you in that direction too. So that's what the Backyard Cannabis Gardener is. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Sam. You can find me on Instagram at Q Grows. That's all one word, the letter Q and the word grows. Follow me there. I'd love to keep in touch with you. Let's build a movement. Let's bring this medicine all across the world so that people can really just discover the amazingness that is this plant. This plant helps us in so many ways, and I think it truly has the power to transform the world, to make us more positive, to make us more empathetic, to make us more loving, so that we can tackle the big issues that are coming down the pipe. We've got a lot of big things that we need to accomplish as humanity, as the human race over the next 20, 30 years, and cannabis can be a part of that in a lot of different ways, whether you're smoking it, growing it, selling it, or whatever. So anyways, thank you so much. I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.